the success for any community is to have great community leadership. We've got a champion in the building here who's going to talk about it, everybody. Stay tuned. Welcome everyone to the Your Little Castle Show. I tell you, I have the best job in the world as somebody who gets to interview world famous experts, gurus, and champions. Welcome to the studio here, everybody. Arthur Flash Johnson, boxing champion. Arthur, how many championships do you have?
Well, 4 world championships total. 1 from the amateur, 3 as a professional. Also, during my amateur career, I set a record for most titles won. There were 12 national titles, and of course, since my day, the time has changed, and it's easy for people to win national titles now. But I was winning them back when it was very, very difficult to do.
Was it because there weren't as many different titles? Now
Well, I think the focus on now is what's been created is more national championships and folks starting tournaments and getting them approved through sanctioning, and that's a whole nother story. But in any event, back in the day when it was just USA boxing, and of course we would call it, back in my day, it was called the Amateur Boxing Federation, and basically the Golden Gloves. Those were the two biggest national tournaments, and of course they had other things like sports festival and on with that. And of course, if you made the Olympic team, it would be the Olympic trials and things of that nature.
Okay. Yeah, but how many total championships do you have? Something like 16 or something?
Wow. I guess you would, I guess total it would be somewhere in that vicinity.
I remember
16, yeah.
If you recall, Arthur was on our show as we first launched the Your Little Castle Show with Willie J, who I've talked to. Willie's going to have somebody coming on here. We're always promoting local talent. And you've got a singing career, too.
Yes. I love music. Music helped to break up the monotonous of the boxing thing.
Right.
It really does. And in fact, I'm going to talk about my latest song is called Happiness, and I think that's what we need in the world today with all the craziness and madness that's going on in our world. We need happiness. So Happiness is the latest song that I've done along with my son who helped to produce the song. So
Happiness, cool. That's a good theme. I like it.
Happiness.
With that, we'll give a shout out our sponsors, Carroll House Furniture, because you like nice things in your little castle, and many times you likely have a child or a youth that you're helping to mature in your little house. It works with a great foundation like we have here, the Arthur Johnson Foundation. So with that, we're going to put up on our TV walls. We've got both walls set here. Your Facebook page, and we have your website behind us too. Lots of great information on both of those. Right. So, tell me then, what led you to? Well, we'll talk about we got a few things to talk about here. We've got the boxing career, which then led to the foundation, and then the singing career along the way. Let's start. What got you into boxing, at least initially?
My goodness, I was probably about 12 years old when I started, but prior to that, watching it on TV, watching Muhammad Ali, and of course watching the Larry Holmes of the world, and those guys, my imagination just became tremendously captured about being a boxer, and so that was the start of it all, and to kind of narrow the story down a little bit to make it more interesting. That Muhammad Ali's trainer, when I became a pro, would become, my trainer and manager as well.
Wow.
So that is, go figure. Wow, how things, happen. But growing up in the tough part of East St. Louis, and you would say the tough part of East St. Louis and the projects growing up. Um, the boxing for me was a big dream. It was a big dream. So I would walk around in the projects, shadow boxing, until I heard about these gentlemen that were starting this boxing gym. And that's how I got involved. And I got involved. I was about 12 years old, and then from there we started to learn the very basic fundamentals of boxing. From there, I started to compete. I think I may have lost my first 2 bouts or so, something to that effect. But when I got on a winning streak, I started to win, and it was all she wrote, basically. So I thank God that for those gentlemen that started the boxing program, and they had a lot of love for the community, and I think that's what really stays with me. The love that they have is now what I give back to the kids in the community.
Well, it turned into an awesome career, gave you a path, gave you a lot of the discipline and all the important things we talk about, determination, how to win, how to lose. We talk about, I think if it wasn't for baseball and soccer, I may not have recovered from a coma. I was hit by a drunk driver, and
Right.
you know the story. And so I believe that gives you a lot of kids the determination to, and skills and drive to learn and compete and handle this little planet, which can be difficult at times, as they say. But as we all know. But that also then led to something awesome with fundamental with your foundation. Talk to me about how long the foundation has been in place now, and then where you're going with that.
Well, the foundation has been in place now since 2001. I knew that I wanted to start the foundation in my boxing career as I was coming toward the close of my professional career. And by the way, thank God I was able to win, as I said, 3 world titles there, as a pro. But as I was
Look
coming,
here, we've got some of these belts right here too. So
right. As I was coming to the close of this career, I wanted to make some connections and start, giving back. And so I started the foundation in 2001. I retired from boxing in 2003. So I wanted to be engulfed in it while I was boxing. And so that kind of helped, particularly with some of the folks I was able to connect with and able to work with. And so it helped to really kind of develop this goal that my wife and I would have to give back to our community.
yeah, well, it seems though, as I pick up on your story here, you had the opportunity to work out at a gym as a kid, and that's really what led to your success and a lot of what you gained for life skills. So is that why you felt like, okay, now we could start a foundation like that? And tying it together while you were still a boxer, they're excited. This is a current boxer who's winning championships, and they can come to a gym where he works out at. That brought the excitement. So now you are offering that same kind of training for kids for life, not just boxing.
Right. I mean, when the guys that helped us, I think the goal that they had was to keep us out of trouble. And so I think that worked to a T. And so I pretty much had that same goal, was to keep kids out of trouble. But I wanted to add a little bit more, on to what it was that we were doing with boxing. And so we brought in mentorship. We then brought in, different other programs that helped to educate our kids and help to push them forward in the right direction. So absolutely, yes.
Yeah, so it's not just boxing. There's some life skills. What are some of the other programs that you offer through your foundation that help kids?
Well, we do after-school program. We've done that for the last, several years back when we started to implement the other things onto what it is that we do. Some kids needed some tutoring and things of that nature. We've definitely been able to help in that part, and just a number of things as well. Again, outside of boxing, we do like a round table where kids feel free to talk about situations that they would really not feel comfortable with talking with older older folks. And so it's such a relaxed atmosphere that it allows things to come out, and they're able to talk about it. And I think that's definitely part of the victory, being able to communicate it. And so, and if we know what the issues are, the problems are, we can better accommodate them.
Sure, yeah. I mean, how often are kids in a situation where they don't feel comfortable talking to somebody, whether mom and dad are around or not, they can talk to an adult who can say, hey, let me tell you how you can handle this, and get them through that. Because if they end up going the wrong direction, they get in a lot more trouble. And that's where you're helping,
Right.
like you said, it was helping keep kids on that path, to keep them out of trouble, you said, to keep
Right.
them on the path to the T.
Right, exactly. So we're very thankful for that. As I said, my wife does a great job. I always call her the queen of administration. So she knows how to put those things.
She knows
together.
how to run an organization. That's important.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm very thankful. I'm very thankful to God for her, and just thankful for the folks that we have, in our circle that helps us to move this thing forward as we get ready to build a bigger place that is going to house a lot more kids than what we have now. We're going to have more like a 9,000 to 10,000 square foot facility, and it's going to be able to, house what it is that we need in terms of moving this thing forward, and working with others in the community, as I pointed out.
Yeah, so that's neat. A new facility, is it already under construction or getting?
It's under construction. I believe it's just a matter of time. When I say under construction, it's been under construction in terms of all the plans have been done. So that part, oh my goodness, it seemed like it took forever and a day.
Yeah.
But it's, when you're trying to do something good, and it's basically bigger than you, it's definitely going to take time. So I'm thankful once again that we've found a great deal of favor. Thank God for that. We found a great deal of favor, and people that want to see it happen, and that was the key thing in pushing the thing forward, being determined, and pressing through whatever comes up, because there's a lot of stuff that comes up, Cowboy. I gotta tell you, there's a lot of stuff that comes up, man. Just when you think you got everything, you don't.
Sure. Well, it's a lot of work to build a facility and to put it in order. Where's it going to be located at?
Well, it's going to be located down 11th Street, 10th and 11th Street in East St. Louis, 500 10th and 11th Street. It's right behind, most people will probably remember and recognize this, District 189 in East St. Louis, which is right off State Street. So it's right behind that facility.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be really exciting, because these kids, we can see them. We're going to show off of the website a little bit too, and get into some more fun that you offer in the community. With that, we're going to share some of the community stuff we do too. And we down at Bush talking to my buddy Nino. And Nino, I call him a superhero because he's got super abilities. And you'll understand what we're talking about here. Please enjoy this. Hey everybody, guess what? We get to have fun all the time at the Cardinal games. Before the game, we get to hang out with fun super fans. Say hello to my buddy Nino over here. Brett, Tanya, and Dixie. That's right. Everybody's in the video here. Family coming out to the game. Nino, what do you love about going to Cardinal games?
You love baseball?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He loves baseball. Hey, all right. Scoring points with the Cardinal Cowboy.
Yeah, he plays Miracle League baseball.
Do you really?
And he likes to be on the Cardinals team at home.
Yeah.
Wow, Nino, how many times have you been on that team? How many times have you done that?
A lot.
That's a good answer. All right. Dad, what's it like coming to the Cardinal games with your son and your wife, and all the fun you get to have down here?
Oh, it's the most fun. I mean, we've been coming since Old Bush. Now we've got New Bush Stadium. It's the best baseball town, and it's the most fun. It's fun before the game. The games are always great, and we love it.
Well, I appreciate you guys taking time here. We're at Patios, everybody. This is where the most fun is. I get to wear the full outfit here. I got the pants, the socks, the arch, Nino, Brett, Tanya, and Dixie all here, and we're outside Patios having fun. Hey, say hi to Patios. Stop on by here before Cardinal game, and we'll see you guys soon. Nino, give me some knuckles. There we go. Go Cardinals. Giddy up.
His name is Carter Rethwich, but in St. Louis, he's known as the Cardinal Cowboy. He's a well-known fixture in the stands at sporting events in the Gateway City. He's one of its greatest cheerleaders, a super fan like no other. When he makes his rounds at almost every home game, he shares his love for sports with the rest of fandom with a smile, a cheer, some positive encouragement, and lots of selfies and pics. But the Cardinal Cowboy was born of a tragic incident. Rethwich was an aspiring athlete in high school and college. He dreamed of playing in the big leagues, but those dreams ended when he and 3 of his college friends were hit with a devastating crash by a 5-time drunk driver. One of his best friends died. Carter suffered a critical head injury. The trauma put him in a coma for 6 days. The doctors said he was never expected to function again. Those expectations never came true. He fought back and finished college. He was determined to prove the doctors wrong. Among other inspirations, it was his love of baseball that kept him going. And from his near-death experience, the Cardinal Cowboy emerged. His goal in life became to inspire others with positivity despite the odds, to help people believe in themselves and achieve their dreams.
So after my coma, I realized that it was up to me if I was going to accomplish my goals, if I was going to reach my dreams. Despite what the naysayers would say, the people that were discouraging me, like they do everyone, it's up to me if I'm going to make it. Don't listen to the naysayers. It's up to you. You decide whether you're going to succeed, whether you're going to reach your goals. Dream, and then always, always chase your dreams. Never give up. Giddy up. Hey, we're looking for the small business owners and leaders in our community to be on our show. This is the Your Little Castle Show. We air 3 times a week, every week on ABC, and we would like to put somebody you know, or maybe it's you, who's a business owner to be on our show. You'll sit right here in our guest chair, right here, sitting here talking to us. We're going to put on the wall your website and everything about you and highlight you as a leader. Fill out the form you see here on our website. It's bigleagues.com, and if you go to bigleagues.com, fill out this form. It takes just a couple seconds, and you can even schedule yourself right here. Schedule yourself to be on the show, and there is no charge for us to record you. There's no charge to be in the studio. Check it out if you would like to be on. Fill out the form again, bigleagues.com. This is where we can turn any interview into a series of clips. Check that out. Go to bigleagues.com. So with that, we talk about how the media has really impacted our planet. So pick up our book, Magnetized Media, #1 seller on Amazon, and yours truly wrote the introduction here. And I worked with Willie on this, actually.
Okay.
And he invited me, said, hey, Cowboy, you know more about managing and getting the most out of the media of anybody, so we want you to write that intro. But check out the book. Lots of great information there. With that, let's talk about what is the real value you're bringing to the community here. How often is it that so many kids, they just need a bit of guidance. They need some feedback. They need some structure in their life. I think my mom helped me to understand this. She's a drama teacher, and she says, Carter, I'm helping kids to understand how to run a business, really, because it's a production you've got to put on. There's goals and things that have to be. What are you helping kids to understand? What's the true value you're bringing to people to help them develop from somebody who hasn't been a boxer, and now they've got a path, and they're learning how to compete and be part of a team, part of an organization, and build up their character.
I think what they take from it, more importantly, is long-lasting lessons that last forever in life. And so if you're going to go after something, it's going to take you being determined, disciplined, all of those things, those positive aspects that you need to achieve a goal. That's what's engulfed here in boxing when you look at it. Because boxing is so much like life. See, there's the knockdown. We all get knocked down in life, right? But we've got to be able to get back up. and there's the setbacks, and that's the question that you ask yourself: do I want to come back? Do I want to fight back? And so those are the long-lasting lessons that these kids take with them, and it's really great to see, like after some time has passed, because there's been a lot of kids. We're just talking about this, how many kids, thousands. So I'm excited the fact that I've been able to touch, those lives, and that's the legacy. It's not so much the building that's going to be built, although it will carry our name and all of that. People will know the story, and it's good for people to know the story. It's good for people to be brought and made aware of what is happening in our community. But more importantly than anything, it's the fact that I've been able to impact these young people's lives long after boxing is over. That's the key thing there. Long after boxing is over. So boxing was more, or is more, like a platform than anything.
Yeah, and I like what you said there, because how often is it, my dad helped me understand. He said, Carter, it's not the error that causes you to lose the game. It's how you respond to that error. It's not that if you're going to get knocked down in life, we all get knocked down in life.
Exactly.
It's a matter of, do you get back up and keep going? Right. And when you get back up and keep going, that's when you really learn from those things that knock you down, what can knock you down, and how to respond to those, and how to deal with those things. And boy, without having now thousands of kids that have gone through your program, you've got a huge impact on our community, because those kids, imagine having 1,000 different kids that may not have gotten the guidance they need, and they're disrupting our community. Now they've been guided, if you will, through your program to learn how to box, but also then how to deal with life.
It's such as life. I'm so thankful. The thing that I'm more thankful is for that I've had the opportunity to reach different people of different, not just here locally, but nationwide. I've been a U.S. coach. I've coached all over the world, so to speak. I've traveled all over the world at least a couple of times, and so I don't always recall each kid by name, because every now and again I get a kid that comes up to me who's now a grown man,
right,
and says, "Do you remember me?" And I always want them to make them feel like I remember. So I'm more like, shaking my head in a more positive direction.
Right.
And they kind of give me some little reminders, and in most cases I'm able to recall. But I'd imagine, that's the way life, that's the way life goes, and that's the way that I believe I would like to be remembered, being able to impact lives in a positive way. And I think, again, that's the legacy. That's the legacy, and to be able to meet so many kids years later, when they're young women and young men, and they say, "Hey, you remember I used to come to your boxing gym? I learned a lot at your boxing gym." And then what happens after that? Sometimes they generally say, "I want my kid to
want your kid to come to the boxing gym."
To the boxing gym. So that's the positive. That's the positive impact that it's had on lots of people.
Well, it's amazing what you're doing to help the community. And why would you recommend somebody choose to come to your gym? What do you really want somebody? What are they really getting from you that you think is the real reason that sets you apart as a place for kids to grow?
Well, the first thing that came to my mind when you said that was life's lessons. Life's lessons. We're able to teach that. We're able to implement that in through boxing. We're able to implement that in through the set skills that sometimes when you're explaining things to kids, sometimes they need examples, and we're able to mix that in with life examples, and that is like, for example, if you don't keep your hands up, You're gonna pay the price for that. You're gonna pay the price.
Keep the hands up.
Right. If you don't keep them hands up, you're gonna pay the price. And so, being able to relate it, make it so relatable in that fashion, they're able to receive it. They're able to graft it. And again, it may not be for every single kid, but I would like to think that every single kid loves and takes something from it. They learn and they take something from it. Kids are pretty smart. They're pretty smart. So
they are, yeah, and they just need that guidance. So that's pretty amazing. Let's show off. I'm going to put up on the TV wall here. We've got your Facebook page, and I like to show this off a little bit. But here's your page, and a little bit of the activity. But I saw under some of the photos you've got here, you've got some kids, and they're getting trophies, and they're getting trained. And tell me a little bit about what it's like to put on the. You have boxing events, and they actually fight and with judges and the whole deal, and they pick a winner, and then at the end they get a championship belt.
Right.
And you can see what's going on here.
Well, we do an annual Arthur Johnson Boxing Invitational. We started that back in 2001. Was the first time that we did that, and so annually we do this boxing event. It's called the Arthur Johnson Boxing Invitational, and fighters from all over come and participate. From all over the country has come and participated, and we started off as a local thing, and so it's now grown to what it is today. And so we'll do it again every year in June, usually the first or second week in June. And it's a thing where our kids look forward to it. They all, when they join the team, they're told about it. And after they learn about it, they know they got to get themselves ready and prepared. And so it is a preparation. We usually don't put people in that ring until they've spent at least a good 5 or 6 months learning the craft. And because I think that's what it takes. I think that's what it takes.
Let's show off your website here. Here's the main page, and there's lots of good information up here. You got the donate button in the top right corner there. You want to like to donate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's the donate button, and it'll take you right there. Become a pledge to be a sponsor. You got lots of good information about on the about page here. I noticed where you've got some good pictures of kids, and these are the belts that people can win, and that's got to make a kid feel pretty cool when he gets to don the Arthur Johnson belt there. So,
so they can either have belts or they can either have trophies. We do all of it. We do belts, trophies, all of that. I know a lot of the kids these days are more concerned with belts, but trophies as well, because what it does is that it's something that
we brought our Cardinal Cowboy belt out there too.
Okay,
everybody. Awesome. Not as fancy as Arthur's, but we do this for our community leaders too.
Right, and what it does is it's a memory that never leaves them. It's always there. I've got trophies from when I was a little boy that's still in my home, of course. And of course now, as we get this center going, I'm going to be moving a lot of that old stuff over to the center.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. You're watching the Your Little Castle Show. Check out Arthur Johnson Foundation. Giddy up.